So far we have looked at the area and perimeter of rectangles, triangles, parallelograms and trapeziums, but that is small fry. Very few shapes in life perfectly fit those models, so if we want to be really good at finding the area and perimeter of things and it actually being useful to us, we need to step up our game. Take this wall for instance. Let's say I need to paint it. I need to know how much paint to buy, therefore I need to know how much area this wall covers. It would be a rectangle, except there's a hole where the door goes, making it a really weird shape. How am I going to find the area now? Maybe pause the video here and have a think before we carry on. I can see two methods. First, I could find the area of the whole rectangle. That's 3 meters by 6 meters, and the area of the door, which is 1 meter by 2 meters, which gives me 2 meters squared. So if I take the area of the door away from the larger area, I'll be left with the area I actually have to paint. 16 meters squared. The second method though may be of more use to us. This involves viewing the wall as a compound shape, a shape made up of other simpler shapes. In this case, we have a 3 meter by 2 meter rectangle attached to a 1 meter by 1 meter square attached to a 3 meter by 3 meter square. Now, squares and rectangles I can find the areas of. 3 times 2 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 3 is 9. If I add all these together, I get 16 meters squared, which is the same answer I got with the first method. So, when we need to find the area of a weird looking shape, think, can I break it down into simpler shapes that I do know how to work with? Rectangles, squares, triangles, parallelograms, trapeziums, all of these will work, and if you can find them within your shape, you're laughing. All you need to do is remember to, at the end of the question, add all the little areas you found together to make the area of your overall compound shape. Here are some for you to try. Don't be disheartened if they take you longer than questions from previous videos. They're more involved and should do. Pause the video now. Question A. Here you could have used a 2 by 1 centimeter rectangle attached to a 5 by 2 centimeter rectangle, or a 2 by 3 centimeter rectangle attached to a 3 by 2 centimeter rectangle. Either way, the area is 12 centimeters squared. Question B, it could feature a 2 by 4 centimeter rectangle with an area of 8 centimeters squared next to a trapezium with parallel sides of 6 and 4 and a height of 2. This gives you an area of 10 centimeters squared, a combined total of 18 centimeters squared. You could also have used a 4 by 4 square, so that's 16 centimeters squared, next to a triangle of 2 by 2, which gives you an area of 2 centimeters squared. Again, that's a total of 18 centimeters squared. You may have also noticed with both questions, you could have found the area of the larger rectangle and then taken away the area of the smaller cutout shape. A rectangle for question A and a trapezium for question B. These two methods would have worked fine too, whichever seems easiest to you. You may have found that was really easy, but you might have found it a little bit harder. At this point, it really is up to you to figure out where the problems were, if there were any, for you. If you struggled with adding the different bits together to find the area of the compound shape, or what the compound shape even is, maybe have another look at this video. If it was finding the area of specific smaller shapes, the triangle for instance, or the trapezium, maybe go back and look at M102 or M105. Of course, you can always go and find the teacher. They are the fount of all knowledge.